What's up, YouTube? This is James coming back at you with another informative video. I hope you guys are doing well out there on this cold Monday. I'm doing pretty good myself. And I hope you guys had a very nice, relaxing weekend. Over the weekend, I come across this story right here where you had a situation take place in Talladega County, Alabama at a train track crossing Diamond Lane in Martinsville. We had 6 children, students, getting off the bus where this train was actually blocking the train track, and those kids were told to crawl underneath that train so they can get home. Now, on the other side of the train where the parents normally pick their children up, they were sitting, okay? But the parents thought that they were going to wait, the bus driver was going to wait until the train actually started moving again, to allow the children to get off. No, the bus driver dropped the kids off anyway, and you had an asshole conductor told them kids to crawl underneath the train, all right, so they can get where they want to go. As a result of that, and rightfully so, the parents are livid and demand answers, after the children were told to crawl underneath this parked train. What a damn shame. I have a video that comes from I-Team Investigates, and let's check that out, and then we'll get back to the commentary.
Parents in Talladega County are demanding answers after a frightening incident involving school children, a stopped train, and a dangerous decision. They say a group of students were told to crawl under a train to get home, and that the adults involved should have known better. The I-Team's Valerie Bell is talking with families, the school system, and rail safety experts about how this happened and what's being done to keep your kids safe.
This is the bus stop on Diamond Lane in Martinsville, where 6 students typically get off every afternoon. But what happened here one day in November turned that routine into a frightening ordeal.
For me as a mother, my heart dropped, because that's something that you never want to imagine that something can happen to your children, especially something like that.
A stopped train blocked the road as their Talladega County school bus pulled up just before 3:30 in the afternoon. What happened next left parents stunned.
I just see kids' head popping up from under the train. I'm like, I know these kids ain't coming up under here.
The bus was carrying students from both Winterboro High School and Sycamore Elementary. Where the train stopped across the tracks, the bus stopped too and let the children out. But instead of waiting for the train to move, the kids were reportedly told to crawl under it.
My little grandbaby, she's 6 years old. She was still under the train. She was trying to get a book bag. I was hollering and I was screaming, please get my baby off from under the train, because I didn't want nothing to happen to her. And that man, I said, why did you put those kids under that train like that? He said, I'm sorry, I had an emergency. That's what he said.
It's a scenario rail safety advocates have warned about for decades.
A train traveling 55 miles an hour is going to need at least 2 miles to stop. So even at a crossing, drivers misjudge how close is the train, how fast is it moving. So we end up having those kind of vehicle crashes. But when the trains move through communities, there can be situations like this, but the absolute do not ever crawl under the train or over the train.
Parents claim it was a railway employee working for Sylacauga-based Eastern Alabama Railway who told the kids to cross under. We continued pressing for answers. A spokesperson for EARY tells us as soon as it learned of the incident, it acted swiftly to investigate the situation and remove the employee from service, saying, quote, "We do not condone such behavior from an Eastern Alabama Railway employee, as it directly conflicts with our core value of safety and our stringent procedures designed to keep our employees and community members safe."
That's real wrong for you to do those kids like that.
Anything could happen. And I don't want no kids up under there.
It should never happen. Never.
Immediately following the incident, the bus driver was placed on administrative leave. In a statement, Talladega County Schools said, "The situation is being thoroughly investigated and appropriate action will be taken in accordance with board policy and state laws," adding, "We remain committed to ensuring that transportation staff meet the highest level of safety standards." We requested a copy of bus surveillance video, but the school district says it does not provide copies of this type of footage to the media as it's considered an educational record protected under federal and state student privacy laws. As of this week, we learned the bus driver is no longer employed with Talladega County Schools.
I just want everybody to take it serious.
Alabama Operation Lifesaver Executive Director Nancy Hudson warns even a stationary train is dangerous, as it can move or jerk without warning.
There's things that kind of hang under the train that could grab hold of a backpack or a jacket and drag you along. So there is no good, safe time to crawl under or over.
Hudson says, always expect a train. Blocked crossings are a growing issue where long freight trains can sit for hours, cutting off neighborhoods, schools, and even emergency vehicles. In the past year, the Federal Railway Administration logged more than 670 blocked crossings in Alabama. Nationwide, more than 25,000. In about 23% of those cases, pedestrians were seen climbing on, over, or through the train cars.
The terrifying thing is nobody knows when the train will move. And if you're about halfway down the train, you're crawling under, the train crew can't see you. They're down the track. They can't see. They don't know you're there.
Meanwhile, back at the bus stop on Diamond Lane, parents and grandparents are still fighting for accountability. They want to make sure this never happens again.
I would like some accountability to be taken. I would like for everybody to make sure that they follow their procedures and safety protocols and things like that. Because if everything would have been followed, we wouldn't be in this situation in the first place.
I want them to pay for what they did, because that is not fair. You don't do that to nobody's kid. Those kids are traumatized, and so am I.
In Talladega County, Valerie Bell, ABC 3340 I-Team.
Now, while both employees, was removed from service, the bus driver from the school and the conductor from the train, railroad station, employee, whatever, that's a good thing, you see. But still, examples need to be made, to where nothing like this ever happens again, because it's a blessing that it wasn't a tragic situation that occurred as a result of those children actually crawling under that train. Like the lady said, that these trains I've seen them do it before, and just jerk out of whatever mechanical reflex they have. You see what I mean? And the children could have been crushed or smashed. You see, matter of fact, they need to come up with laws to stop these trains being able to just sit on train tracks and just block traffic for hours, on end. You see, because number one, what if somebody have a medical emergency, you see, and then they need to get across the track, the ambulance or whatever, to get to them, to take them to the hospital or whatever, well, the train's blocking the track. That's just time lost. You see, so yeah, something needs to be done about this, when it comes to those trains just sitting on the dang track. But what I don't like in this situation right here is, of course, other people wanting to treat our children like trash. Don't give a damn about what happens to them. You see, how the hell, number one, the school bus driver, you see that these kids are not going to be able to get across this track with this train sitting there, and you're going to tell them get off of the damn, bus in the first place. Anyway, and then you have, the conductor talking about he got, emergency, something he got to do. You know what I'm saying? Well, you guys can just crawl underneath. Fuck that. He was lucky that he was actually being asked, why did you have these kids do that? Because if it had been me, I'm going to just tell you this. If I had to be asking him why you did it, I've been whooping his ass while I was asking him. I'm gonna just tell you that. You're not gonna get away with doing that to my children. You see, examples have to be made sometime, and that's just the way it is, regardless of who like it or not. Should no children have to crawl underneath no damn, I don't know how many tons heavy a train. And that's just what it is. That's all I got on this one, people. I want you guys to tell me what you think about this particular story right here. I'm interested in hearing your thoughts on it. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. People, please remember to live your life as though we're being watched. Simply because we are. This is James, and I'm out. Peace.